Yeah. You know what comes a time in every man's life when we're ready to settle down and make things right. But only for that special one. We trying to make her you. But y'all want to keep playing games with these lanes. So make your next move your best move, because we the best dudes. Oh yeah, don't settle for less, babe. I can love you better than you can imagine. Take it from the madness. Girl, I don't know why you keep these lanes around. You wildin' out. Don't you settle for less. What up, beauty queen? You know I really wanna invite you to my world and show you my unique persona. We can get together, steam it up like a sauna, take you on a natural high, no marijuana, just a bottle of wine, some ice chill prosecco. You holding on to that lame dude, you should let go. You was gonna be mine from the very get-go. I'm trying to make you white because you special. You got the best though. Designer fresh clothes, make your own dough, own your home yo. Vehicle is fully paid for. That frame plain though. Selfie queen, you know your angles. Red bottom heels, 5 diamond encrusted mangoes. We got the same goals, copping land and counting bankrolls. Creating generational wealth, so our seeds grow. I know your needs though, and you know mine's the same. It's an honor and a privilege to give you my last name. I can love you better than you can imagine. Take from madness. Girl, I don't know why you keep these ways around. You wildin' out. Don't you settle for less. Trips and shopping sprees, you know that's mandatory. I'm trying to open your mind, peep the allegory. They say that love don't last, so let's change the story. I send my heart out to you, please come for me. Let's take control of our love. No conforming, late night love sessions lasting till the early morning. Cooking breakfast, but naked eggs, bacon and toast. Fried potatoes and onions, girl, I love you the most. When my body be aching, you rub the pain out. Roll up the Dutchess for me while I pour champagne out. I pour my heart and my soul, plus my pain out. You got a real one right here, so leave the lanes out. Please stop with the game. The mother lanes missing your time. Girl, why the number even in your phone? They always think it's time. You should just fuck with me. So don't settle, don't settle, don't settle for love. Stacks with the facts. Evening. RJ Adonis. Singing the hooks and the vibes. Yeah. To all my ladies. Don't let a wintertime hangout turn into a summertime bangout. You know what I mean? Each one is gonna be there for season, baby. Don't settle for less. So you work, baby. I can love you better than you can imagine. Take you from the back. Girl, I don't know why you keep these lanes around. Yeah, father now, don't you settle for less. Yeah. Y'all already know, man. How y'all like that joint right there, man? I'm talking about, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's the man about town, Virgil, a.k.a. Stacks with the Facts, man. And y'all know y'all tuned into another episode of A Real Talk Podcast, man. What it do, man? What's good with y'all, man? How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence. Welcome everybody to the show. You know what I'm talking about, man. Meet and greet each other as y'all come in the comment section, man. Click on the like button. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it is, ain't it, Minute Pursuit? You hear me? Share on your social engineering, click on the bell, subscribe to the page and all of that. You know, it's a beautiful situation tonight as always. Uncle Diggity, what it do, man? How y'all like that joint right there, man? Play that when you with your girl or something. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. You already know it's ladies' night, man. How we do it over here at A Real Talk Podcast, man. Y'all know what's going on. How y'all doing today? You know, we already all woke up, so we already got the victory and the glory. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and hit that link right there in the chat, man. Y'all can go ahead and get that album over there at thatpiff.com. It's for free. I gave that for y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We got Genesis Shine in the building, a.k.a. Genesis Aurelia. Well, I ain't going to say a.k.a. because it's all the same name. You know what I'm saying? We got Genesis Aurelia on the show tonight. It's a beautiful situation over here at A Real Talk Podcast. You know what I'm talking about? How y'all doing today, man? How did y'all like last night's show? You feel me? Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my brother Plant Poppy 614. You know what I'm talking about? Definitely gonna have him on the show again. That's a fact. Shout out to the big homie for coming on the show and blessing us with that immaculate, infinite knowledge he gave us last night. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could oh man, I forgot what it was I meant to say. But yeah. Go just look at the video from last night, watch the replay, man. You can get Plant Poppy number. You know what I'm saying? Poppy, go ahead, Plant Poppy 614, get his number off of the playback from yesterday. He got the plant hotline for any of your gardening or farming tips. You know what I'm saying? Go check him out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? All platforms. Plant Poppy 614. You know what I'm saying? That's PAPI, Plant Poppy 614. Matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and put it up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? On all social media platforms. You did. Hit my brethren up, tell him Stacks with the Facts sent you. You know what I'm talking about? Hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Had the brethren on the show last night, man. He blessed us with so much game, so many jewels, man. He definitely coming on the show. Yeah, you missed out last night, man, the pursuit, man. Man, pursuit of purpose. You missed it last night, brother. My big bro was on here dropping heavy game. We talked about the climate action resilient plans, talked about organic farming. Lance Parker in the building. What it do, brethren? You feel me? My man Lance Parker was in the building. Big homie dropped hella jewels last night, man. This is why I love doing what I'm doing, y'all, man. I love doing because I like bringing these people to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Dropping this illustrious game and y'all, this info and this knowledge on y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is all about, man, creating networks of information and knowledge, man. Yeah, go catch the replay, man. You already know what it is. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, share your social engineering, smash that like button. You know what I'm talking about? Do a triple Lundy on that like button. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Had my brother on the show last night. It was beautiful, man. Gotta say that, man. Definitely want to get into the farming and learning how to grow my own food, my own vegetables and all that stuff. It's important, necessary. You know what I'm saying? The brother has infinite knowledge. So y'all just hit that number up right there that's in the chat next to my name, Plant Poppy 614 on all social media platforms. Oh, man. I can't, just go look at the video from last night. You know what I'm saying? Got my brother with the picture on, you know what I'm saying? My brother from the city, last night's show. You know, his number on his, he had his number on there. He got the plant hotline. Can hit him up. Like I said, all your farming questions, planting, gardening questions. You can give you some game on how to make your own soil, make your own fertilizer, you know, tips on how to grow plants and all that stuff, herbs, all that type of stuff, medicinal, you know, food, you know, how to eat. He about to start doing the online vegan classes on YouTube. So he about to have it popping for y'all, man. He's a vegan, you know what I mean? And he gonna start sharing that game with y'all, man, on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about, man? How to make these recipes, how to properly store your produce when you grow your own food and you're a vegan, how to tips on how to save money. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. How to make compost, your own compost. Just a beautiful brother. You hear me? It's an honor and privilege to have you on the show last night, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Big homie from the city. So it was an honor and privilege to have him on the show last night. Just like it's an honor and privilege to have this young lady on the show tonight, man. She's a lively sprite. How about that? You like that one, Genesis? You like that one, man? She's a lively sprite. How about that? Nah, but you already know, man, last night was a beautiful show. Y'all know we get into it tonight, man. Tomorrow night, y'all know me and my brother King L's getting into it. Friday night wrap up over here at A Real Talk Podcast. Hit that like button, tap in, walk with us. Of course, we're going to be discussing this week's trending topics, current events, as we listen to classic E&E tracks. You know what I'm talking about? Something like the one y'all just heard coming in. You hear me? Don't settle for less out there, ladies. You hear me? Notice I didn't say don't settle. I said don't settle for less. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about, Uncle Diggy, man? Don't settle for less, baby. Settle for more. How about that? Nah, man, I'm just messing with y'all, though, man, but I'm really not, though, for real. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, y'all. We in the building tonight. It's ladies' night. Yep, that's good game right there, bro. Yep. You know what I'm saying? How y'all out there doing tonight, man? We going to get it in. Y'all already know it's a beautiful situation. And I dedicated Thursday night to the ladies for the simple reason that, you know, when I was in the streets and doing my thing, I used to go out every night, and ladies' night was my absolute favorite night to go out. You understand what I'm saying, man? Thursday night is ladies' night all across the world, if you didn't know that, man. You hear me? Anywhere you go on earth, you go to a nice little, you know, whatever situation where you're serving drinks and the food at, man, it's going to be ladies' night tonight. You hear me? Ladies' night and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, look at my. Nah, though, man. Y'all know I love the ladies, though, man. Because I always say that, though, because, you know, I know a lot of people be feeling some type of way, man, thinking that I'm a hate ladies or something. That's crazy. No, I absolutely love women, specifically, especially black women. That's why I dedicated Thursday night to y'all for my show. That goes to show y'all how much I actually do love y'all. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, Uncle Diggity, man? My brother Uncle Diggity in the building, my true one from LA, from the West Coast turf. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, y'all. Hit that like button, please, man. Subscribe to the page. Click on the bell and all of that. Share on your social engineering, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for tomorrow night for real, because me and L, we got a lot of stories we're going to chop it up about tomorrow. You know, wrestling essence to our brethren takeoff. Of course, that's going to be the topic of discussion. You know, Kyrie, Kanye, a couple other things, a couple other stories I find, and we're going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a very eventful week, if I do say so myself. You hear me? I got some stories that I don't even see nobody talking about on social engineering. So we're going to talk about them too. The stuff that we being misdirected from with all the other tomfoolery. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? The tomfoolery. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Wrestling the essence to take off, man. It's just so sad, man. It just really is, man. Just make sure you love on your loved ones, man. You know what I'm talking about? And each other, man. This stuff is crazy. And we're going to definitely get into it tomorrow because, you know, this is becoming an epidemic, man. You know, it's very sad. And it has a huge effect on our collective psyche, man. You hear me? Like a massive, massive trauma. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. Be 28, man, and just lose your life like that.
You know what I'm talking about, man? This is a tragic situation, man. Rest in essence to the brother Takeoff, man. It's crazy, man. But yeah, though, man, we about to get into it, man. We got this young lady coming on the show tonight, man. Like I said, she's a lively young lady, man. You know what I mean? I credit this platform to give people just like her the proper shine that they deserve. You hear me? She's involved in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? She's involved in the performing arts, the visual arts. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, she just played Rizzo in a play on about the what's it called? Why is it slipping my mind that fast, man? You feel me? Grease. Grease. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was actual. Was it an actual play you played in Genesis? I can see you. I just can't hear you. Was it actual play you played? It was like costumes or something y'all was doing. Costumes. Oh, okay, so it was costumes. Um, but she also is a performing artist as well. I've seen some of her stuff she got, and you know, she's a very good performer. And I just was talking to her, and she told me that she sings too. So, oh, you ain't? Yeah, I'm gonna tell. Yeah, you ain't think I was gonna say nothing about that, huh? It's a beautiful thing if you have a beautiful voice. Everybody should hear it. You know what I'm saying? If you can sing and you have a beautiful voice, that is a gift given to you. You need to share it with the world. It's not yours. It's for everybody. You hear me? Just like if you have a beautiful infinite mind, you need to be sharing that with which is in it. Don't keep it to yourself. In order to keep it, you got to give it away. You hear me? In order to keep it, you have to give it away. Stephanie Butler said, I heard she a poet. Don't let me find out we got a griot up in this mind. We got a griot up in here, man. You hear me? Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Listen, man, whatever the most high puts in your mind to express to the world, you should definitely be expressing that. Don't keep it to yourself. It's not yours. It's not for you. It's for all of us. You did. You know what I'm talking about? It's for us. Y'all know y'all in the building at A Talk Pod. You're all welcome, man. You're all welcome. You know what I'm talking about? You're all welcome. Y'all remember that scene from King of New York? My man Christopher Walken came in there and said, he got fat while we all starved. It's our turn, man. You know what I'm talking about, Uncle Diggity, Lance Parkman? It's our turn, man. You did. Yeah, so we ain't going to waste no more time. I'm about to bring Genesis up, man, at the 20-minute mark. We're going to bring her in. This weekend, y'all, I will be in Washington, D.C., in full support of my brethren, Tariq Nasheed. You know what I'm talking about? Go subscribe to his page. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, yeah? We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. I will be in D.C. this weekend in full support and solidarity with my brethren, Tariq Nasheed. Yes, we will be in the building. A Real Talk Media and Podcast will be on site on the turf front lining with it. You know what I'm talking about? For the rally for reparations. You hear me? First time in American history that I can think of where, you know, black men decide to convene and actually go to Washington, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, with our grievances concerning this situation. All right. It's a beautiful thing. Right. I'm not even going to speak on my personal views towards reparations and it actually happened, but that's regardless and irrelevant. Right. What matters is being in support of my brethren. You hear me? What matters is being a part of history. Remember in the movie Troy, when the character of Achilles, played by Brad Pitt, told the young boy that that's why nobody's going to remember who you are. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? Be a part of history, man. Stand up and be counted for, man. Stick your chests out, man. You hear me? About to get real out here. And if we was to get reparations, you gonna want your cut, nigga. You gonna want your cut. I want mine. I want all mine. You hear me? All damn near $9 billion of mine. You hear me? Want it all. You hear me? Anybody gonna capitalize off of my misery, it's gonna be me. You know what I'm talking about, y'all, man? Ain't no tired of letting other people capitalize off your misery, man. If anybody gonna capitalize off your misery, it might as well be you. But you better make sure it's worth it. How about that, man? So we ain't gonna waste no more time. I'm about to bring the beautiful Genesis ready. Listen, y'all, man, it's a beautiful situation, man. Like I say, man, when it come over here to A Real Talk Podcast, we got real content, real people, real situations, and we're gonna have real conversations. You understand what I'm talking about, man? Hit that like button, man. We got Genesis in the building. That's my daughter's name, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's just so it just rolls off my tongue so loosely because that's my baby girl's name. You know what I'm talking about, man?
That's a good name to have.
It definitely is. It definitely is. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing beautiful. We got my man Glitch the Guarantee in the building. We got Cupcake in the building. You dig? You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey, shouts out to the chat. It looked like it's going
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Stephanie Butler in the building. That's your people right there.
Yeah, I know that person.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Stephanie Butler in the building. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank y'all for coming to the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing. Hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share your social engineering and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? Your
Yeah.
TikToks and your Facebooks
Why
and all of that.
Stephanie out here talking all that? I heard she's an artist.
She said she's a poet, man. She's a griot. She's a griot.
I might have some written bars.
That's ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Bars is for everybody, man. Or
Mhm.
you know, not for everybody, but if you got them, you should definitely be sharing them. Like I said, don't keep the bars to yourself.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Ty and TV in the building. What it do, man? My man Ty and TV in the building, man. You know what I'm talking about? What's good with you, brother? How you been? You know what I'm saying? We got my girl Genesis Aurelia in the building.
Hey,
We got Meridian Marketing Network in the building. How you
that's
doing tonight,
everybody's
brother
favorite
and
insurance
sister?
company right there.
Yeah, that's what's up. Meridian Marketing Network. What's going on with you? Y'all know we in the building tonight, man. This is a beautiful situation. So we got Genesis Aurelia in the building, y'all. Everybody meet and greet her. You know what I'm saying? This is a young lady from out of my city, man, who got a lot of things going on. You know, a lot of positive things going on. You know what I'm saying? And she's an anthropologist in the making, and she's a visual and performing artist, amongst other things.
This
You
is
hear
true.
me? Right. And hold on. I just think that's a beautiful thing. So I'm gonna fall back, and I want you, Genesis, to go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, to the people. You know, you ain't gotta go too far deep into it. Just give them a little bit, because that's another topic for another day. You
Oh
hear
yeah,
me?
because I'm a lot of things. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm a writer, and like you said,
Right.
I am a studying social cultural anthropologist, and I
Mhm.
use all of those talents to do national organizing. So all things about Black people owning their content from its inception to us putting it out, and then when we put it out, us being in control of the narrative. So everything
Right.
I do, all of my work, whether it's my personal work, consulting, or my community work, is all about Black people like using content to forward our upward mobility, and so there were less commodities, and we actually like owning our culture. So I like to study culture, and I like to make content that, you know what I'm saying, brings us together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a beautiful
Hmm.
thing. That's the same thing we do over here at A Real Talk. You know what I'm talking about? We
Exactly.
talking about making real, actual content. You know what I'm saying? That's thought
Mhm.
provoking, thought changing, and forward moving. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's how our
Exactly.
society is.
Exactly.
So,
I really appreciate you having me on the show. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
oh,
And
you're
that's
welcome.
why I'm here, because I know like that's what you be on here talking about, really trying to shine light on the things that's in Black culture that we ain't talking about. And I
Right. Right.
appreciate that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I appreciate. No, I appreciate you. I thank you, much obliged. You're welcome. But I also appreciate you for coming on, because I like to have young ladies come on the show for lots of reasons. One, I love women. One, that's just major right there. Two,
I
you know what
love
I'm
you.
saying? I think it's important to have conversations with women in the various things that they may be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I think it's a good thing for younger women to see too. And I also just am a part of, like, bringing us together. And with these conversations, when I do have women come on, we're not just discussing a topic. concerning women. We want to have actual women come on the show as a guest and interview them. The goal is to create a situation to where we have a better over and outer understanding of each other and try to heal that which has been ruptured between us, so to speak.
Yeah,
You know
strategically broken. Yeah.
Right, right.
Or you use the word rupture. I like that. Strategically ruptured. I like
strategically
that.
ruptured. You hear me?
Definitely. It
Right.
was a strategy.
Yes, with very diabolical, nasty, mean strategy too. And, I just think it's important. Yeah, I just think it's important for us to, point out the disparities, of course, but at the same time, we do solution-based content over here. So the solution is to bridge the gap and to begin a healer process to better our relationships between us. You know what I'm saying? So we can move forward. You know what I mean? And like I say, man, I know a lot of people be feeling a lot of type of ways about stuff that I say concerning my Black sisters, especially, right? And that's okay, because I'm going to continue to say what I say. I'm not going to stop. But y'all have to understand the premise. Like I said, if I didn't care, I wouldn't say shit. I would take advantage and get money from y'all like some of these fuck niggas be doing on here. Oh, and I could do it because I have a very strong gift of gab, and I could definitely get it.
Yeah, I encourage women to make sure that they are in relationships that are both beneficial to not only the people they're in relationships with, but to themselves. It should be mutual beneficial, however that looks.
For sure.
And to, people have a love language. So, find out what it is.
Right. That's a fact. So, you know what I'm saying? We got Genesis Aurelia in the building. Hit that like button. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Now, I want to know, as a young girl growing up, what intrigued you, influenced you, you know what I mean, to want to pursue anything dealing with the visual arts, performing arts? Because I know that type of stuff starts in childhood. So go ahead and sit up there and explain to us, you know what I mean, if you would. You ain't got to go too far deep into it, but just what triggered that? What got that
visual
started?
arts? So I'm gonna tell you what's crazy is my visual arts came from the opposite. So I was all about PR. Like I wanted to be who was it back in the day? Prime Times. So the Cowboys, I'm a big Cowboys fan. I just wanted to be that person up there, like saying like my client has nothing to say and being in charge of what they say. And that was like, it was like a performance to me. You know what I'm saying? You had to decide what it was. And so like what actually kind of triggered that into performing arts was kind of dealing with going through foster care and feeling a little silenced, or like I couldn't really express myself how I needed to, or kind of going through these different environments where one form of expression didn't work. But what always worked was things that were pretty or creative expressions. So I started like kind of expressing my I used to write like if I liked you or something, you pissed me off, I would write you a letter, but it would be so pretty. You know what I mean? So I started like doing like kind of expressing myself that way, and then it carrying it over into acting and poetry and like even interviewing people. And so like that's kind of where it came from, like this need to have a place where no matter how I express myself, it fit. And I couldn't find any other avenue where that worked.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of why I do anthropology now and marketing too. Like it all stems into the same thing, community engagement. It all comes from the same place.
That's what's up. We got Tammy Alsada. That's your people. I see you shine.
We got an author. We got another author on the page.
Okay,
we got another author up here. Page, you know, community organizers represent. I love it.
If y'all want to come on the show, just go to the About section on my page and hit that email up, man. Y'all more than welcome, man. This is y'all's platform. You understand what I'm talking about? Listen here, man. This is y'all platform, man. You understand me? It's y'all platform. Come up on here.
He said, take it over.
Talk about your beautiful situation you got going on. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what it's here for, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad said, man, everybody's a star. It's just up to you how you gonna shine. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. So what I want to know, what was your first experience hands-on with performing in front of a group of people, and what was that like?
Okay, so we're gonna back up school because I started in music.
Right.
as woodwind, and then band, and then choir, and all of those things. So outside of that, it would have been when I was doing commercials and stuff back in the day when I was doing PR for the Obvious, and they kept trying to put me on the radio, or like just
Talking
trying
about
to
the
put me in
club.
front of the camera, like
Talking
yeah,
about the
to
club
do like the
obvious.
commercials, like to actually like do the commercials and like act out the things for the show. That would have been the first time that I actually did like so more copywriting. So then that was my first type of stuff in and anything performing was like trying to do commercials,
Right.
like commercials and modeling. Like those were my first things, commercials and modeling. And then after that, it was a short film. And it was a silent film that I don't even think he put it out. It was a short silent film where I had to play this creepy witch lady that he kept telling me like, just be yourself. And I didn't know how to take that. Like, what you trying to say about me?
Not to be yourself. What he's saying though, this is bad.
He's like, just be yourself. You know what I mean? You can see people. And he was
Right.
just like, you know, use your mannerisms, but bigger. The role is made for you. And I'm like, what are you trying to say? But it was I guess it really was made for me. Because like everything they were asking of me really worked. And when I got to see it, it was dope. It was dope. And I was like, okay, I want to do more of this.
You want to do it again.
More of this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so that flame was sparked right there, huh?
Yeah, I want to do more of this. Yeah, then I start like going to the Ohio Hip Hop Awards and things like that, and being with Dami and them and the industry tours, and like getting more behind the scenes and like really studying like what the people were doing, what like just watching people, like that's where that anthropologist came from, just watching people move. And like I was around Joshua Triplet, who's like now on Disney Channel, and so I got to really follow him from going from rapper to having his whole family really be on. I think his daughter's on the new iCarly now, and just watching how they work and like really like stepping back and trying to own what is my personality in all this. So like, you know, just went to her in hermit mode and really trying to like, what's my personality? And so I kind of went through the Lincoln incubation program and got some more training. And then I started like creating my own things. And then I did a couple more short films. One's about to come out now at the end of the month. It's called Lot 9. And then I did another community film. And so I kept doing like community awareness stuff. So any type of like, let me tell you through video that this is what we should be doing for our community.
PSA,
you know, whether that,
PSA type of stuff.
Yeah, like even trying to teach, like my thing was like, okay, maybe I'm performing, but it's like the youth is where it's at. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's teach the youth. Let's figure out how we can get them in front of the camera. I created like a digital, I created a digital organizing platform for youth to be able to create like messaging. You know, they're really powerful right now. So just like every single way that we can find ways to create content as Black people to get our message across where we don't have to go through any other channels is where I was at. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I also was in The Journey. It's an opera that was here at Columbus, an all-Black opera. And we created a piece for it. So I wrote a poem for that and I acted in it. And that was like crazy, like trying to do Martin Luther King stuff and like write your own poem for an opera. And I'm like, opera girl? Like it was a great experience with Caroline Bennett and some other people that intimidated me, that I'm looking at them like these are like the real deal, you know, and just soaking up all of that creative energy and just being able to put it into my stuff and figure out like who I am as an artist has been like transformative. So the Blue Book Perspectives is coming out. I'm working on that right now with OSU, and it's a documentary where I'm trying to showcase how do Black people have to show, what are the impacts of Black people showing up for the outside world? How does that impact how we love on each other when we come home? I have my book, like someone put in the chat, I think that was Stephanie. It's called Because of Pop Culture, and it's a poetic rant, and it just talks about different relationships with society, but it's put in relational terms. So it kind of sounds like it's a relationship with self or a person, but it's really just with different experiences in society. And I'm putting that in an audio book. So that's going to be released around January sometime. And then I also teach people how to talk about themselves and their business and their passions in an effective way, because we have to own these narratives. Like like whatever, regardless of whether we agree or not, like on laws and things like that, I want us to be able to have a voice and really them know what the Black voice is. So I don't care if Black people arguing with each other, we can figure that out. But we need to be able to be there to argue and know what we're talking about. And they don't really give us those options. So I want us to be able to own those platforms. So I work with this venue on 161 here in Columbus, Ohio. It's like a smoke shop on one side in a venue space. And we're creating like ways for us to be like booth ready, regardless. Like, so whether I'm out here talking about, because I am a brand. Everyone who's listening to this, you are a brand, regardless of what your job is. You are a brand, and your job hired you for your brand. Remember all those things you put on your resume? That's your brand at work. So owning that brand, you know what I'm saying, helps you understand how much those people are making off of you. So regardless of what that brand is, I want us to be able to go out into the world and be able to, you know, have our worth, you know, like get those reparations like you're talking about, you know, whether that's a business, whether you fighting for scholarships, entrepreneurships, or, you know, fighting for us in the street to get our rights and for us to have ownership over our bodies, you know, whatever that is. I'm trying to help us get there, you know, with the content. So those that launches in January. So I got a couple things popping off. And I'm always a writer at heart, so I'm always writing. And I can write for you too. Anybody, you know, just hit me up. But
that's what's up. So if you need anybody to write, you know,
jingles, I write retreats, I write jingles, I write copywriting, I write curriculums. I can write whatever. My mom is a writer too. That's why my name is Dope as AF. And she also used to work for a company, and the account she had came up with the name PetSmart. So it's in the genes, y'all. It's in the genes. You know what I'm saying?
So it's genetic. It's down to the fabric fibers of the DNA, huh?
Very creative family.
Right. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hit that like button. You know I'm tone back. You know what I'm saying? Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's a beautiful thing, man. Now, I want to know when you started really getting into the performing aspect of things. I want to know, like, as far as when you perform, I want to know, what is it that, you know, because I know I perform in my life too, and I know it's like when you first perform, it's kind of like a nervous thing going on. And I want to know from you, because you don't seem like that's something that you had some experience with, but you know, I mean, you seem like you're kind of natural with it. So I want you to describe how you was able to get over that, or if it was just a natural thing for you, like you wasn't nervous, or just something that just came natural to you. Well, hold on, before you get in, we got Nahari Luke.
Nahari Luke, that's Mr. Luke on there. Hey,
Nahari Luke in the
that's
building.
another businessman. Now, that's somebody you need to talk to. I would tell y'all what he do, but he's just too excellent for me to share.
Like I said, hit that email up, bro.
That's one of my mentors right there, y'all. Yeah, that's one of my mentors. Yeah. I think for me, it's always nervousness. I think if you care about something deeply, if you're passionate about it, you're gonna be nervous. And being able to ground and understand that nervousness is good, is helpful, right? But I think because there's so many people encouraged me to perform, it was kind of like, you know, like the ancestors were saying, you can do this. So regardless of how nervous I was, I never wanted to let them down, you know, and they always said I could do it. And it's like, no matter how good or bad I did, they were smiling at me, and that was always helpful. It was always helpful, and they were always encouraging. Like even when I was making Lot 9, I remember I had this scene, and I'm like, I'm killing this scene, and they're like, nah, you're not killing it. But that's not how they said it to me. It was just like, so remember when we said it before the road, do it that way. Or they was like, you almost got it, your arm was right, or you know, it was so encouraging, and it never was like, you suck. And that's like in my brain what I would be thinking. But it's like, because I was so supported, I had no choice but to kind of lean into what what I call the universe was asking me to do. So lean into my purpose.
Excuse me. Right.
Bless
Right.
you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
And
that.
I be sitting up there the whole time, like scared, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then when it's over, it was like, oh, I can't even tell you I was scared. I'm like, are you
Right.
kidding me? I'm like over here trying to figure out how not to shake.
Right. We got my man Glitch the Guarantee in the building. My man Rob Anderson. He said, I'm gonna be in your next movie, Virg. I'm made for TV.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I'm
Let's get
definitely
it.
I've
Let's
been
write it together.
yeah, I've been sitting up here thinking up a script, man. I've been thinking up something fire, man. Something me and my brother Court talked about not too long ago, man. I think we're gonna sit up there and do that though. But I also been in the process of putting this book together too. So you know what I mean? We got a lot of things crooking and cracking over here at A-Real Talk, talking about. And my man Glitch to guarantee you definitely got a role in the movie if you want one. I'll make a part just for you, brother. You hear me, man? Hey, and if y'all ain't know, I got a movie out, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's actually on my YouTube page. Just scroll down to the movie. It's called Golden Fleece, starring my girl Taisha. She was on the show a couple weeks ago when I did a breakdown of the movie. It's a beautiful thing. Y'all make sure y'all go watch that. It's only 19 minutes. It's a beautiful thing. It was my project that I had to do for my graduation when I graduated from Ohio Media School. So it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Now,
shorts are hot right now.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. They dope. You already know, Glitch, man. You already know, bro. So Genesis, I want you to now tell us that you know what I'm saying, along the way, I know it hasn't been easy. I know it hasn't been just smooth sailing for you. You know what I mean? I know it's been some trials and tribulations on this path that you've been going on and chose to take upon. So go sit up there and explain to us the trials and the tribulations and how you have been able to overcome them and bring us to where we are today with the beautiful work that you're doing.
Well, yeah. It definitely makes me think of the one movie I was telling you about where I was like, I don't even know if he put it out. And it took like 11 months of free work,
Right.
and it never kind of, it's hard to, I can't even find it now. Some of my
Right.
modeling work is the same way. Like I didn't get paid or, you know, there was some issues in contracts, where I was selling myself short and not making money. And then it was like a lot of hard work that went towards what would appear as nothing.
Right.
But I guess like my brain isn't really wired to think that anything happens by just. But I guess by anything happens by just. And so like I always try, and after I get through my emotions about how I feel about putting in all this work or not the outcome that I was expecting, not being, I try and just figure out what to do next. Like that's always my thing is like, okay, what can I do next or what can I control? I'm a big Nikki Giovanni fan and Angela Davis, and one of my favorite quotes by her is like really kind of leaning into things you can control and just kind of letting go of some things that you can't. Right. And so like pursuing this dream of like being a creative has cost me like a lot of money. Sometimes it was time. I remember even like I have a daughter and like going to school during the day, working at night and not really being around and even having to put on my calendar time with daughter, because I got so wrapped up in like trying to be successful that time was slipping by with her. And I was just trying so hard to be intentional. They always teach you intentional. And I was just, missing things. And so I just kind of had to sit down and not try to grab everything. Right. That was the big lesson, like not grab everything and try to sit and lean into what you feel to grab what's working for you and what you need. Like just really let your intuition guide you down where you're supposed to be. Right. And that was like challenging for me because I'm very analytical and I need to have, scientific facts. I need, A plan, A, B, C. I need, like if this happens, then this and this can happen. I need all of that. And that's so anti-creative, right. And so balancing those is always a challenge for me. I kind of sit on my work a lot. I sit on it before I release it. I try to like always take some type of something that's going to help me learn more before I put something out. So, I still I'm still challenged by my own things and not just outside worlds, with my art, so.
Right. That's beautiful, man. Just like Cupcake just said, man. It's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Because for being a mother, you know what I'm saying, and pursuing these things, you know what I mean. It can be very strenuous, I imagine. You know what I mean, and being able to balance the two is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying. And once you get to a point where you starting to actually get that equilibrium going, and you know how to manage it, you know what I'm saying. It's a beautiful thing, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when you're in the pursuit of great things, man, it's going to cost.
Oh yeah.
It's going to cost you. You know what I mean?
Oh
You
yeah.
just gotta make sure you're ready to pay that price.
See, and that's another thing. Like, you bring up being a mother. There's a lot of things when I was younger that, I'm like, I have a daughter, so she's looking at me as a woman,
Right.
and trying to think about what she would see if I did these certain things, like stop me from doing a lot of stuff,
Right.
a whole lot of things, a lot
Right.
of things, until I was able to have some conversations with her where we could, kind of bring our mind and not be influenced by outside minds. It's a lot of things that I just had to like say, what type of woman would I want her to see in me, and be that person,
Right.
You still be calling me ratchet. I don't care now, but when she was younger, I wasn't.
That's what's up, though. And I think it's a beautiful thing and very important and very necessary for as women to be the best version of yourself y'all could be, because a lot of y'all are out here raising little girls, saying, and growing them into being women, and you know what I mean. Saying, due to the current state of certain situations, you know what I'm saying, this has not really been a good look for especially for our sister, and you know what I'm talking about. So we want to make sure, and that's why I created this platform specifically this night for ladies. You know what I'm saying. So ladies who are, pursuing things and putting the best image of what a woman is, a Black woman at that. You know what I mean. I think that's a beautiful thing, and it's only right that y'all get those proper shine when y'all are doing that. Now, when it comes to performing in them visual arts, you know what I'm saying? This thing where this was was this a costume party or something like that?
Are you talking about the pink ladies?
Yeah. What was that? I want you to go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, it was, so my friend is really big on dressing up, and every year they dress up, and we ended up trying to go to a Merrymakers. We went to a Merrymakers, which is like a Black org. It's an all Black male org. Back in the day, when we used to not be allowed in parties, these men got together and created their own private organization or private club, and they still have it. It's close to Columbus State Community College campus, and they're all professional men that run the establishment. So they put on a lot of things and they donate back to the community, just in case you don't know about them. But so what happened is I never watched Grease. So what happened is like my friends are like, this woman, the character is a white woman. So a couple of my friends is like, so you playing a white lady for Halloween? And I'm like, I never had seen the movie. So I never seen Grease, whatever. I never seen it. And I watched it to make sure I never seen it. But what it was we were all in character. So the whole theme of that party was to actually, when you go, not just be in costume, but to like be in character. Does that make sense? If that makes sense? And so,
I said that makes perfect sense. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you had the Incredibles was there. But yeah, so I had to like learn a little bit about her and learn about the movie Grease, and some of the underlining messages in there, and yeah, so that was me. That's my friend Kristen. If there's any women out there who need transportation, she runs an all-female rideshare program where they only pick up women and kids. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I need to get
non-judgmental. So, what I'm saying, non-judgmental. But yeah, so we were there, and we're friends in real life, but in the movie we weren't supposed to be friends. And so that's just a couple of the things from the
that wig is the truth. You hear me?
Huh?
where you find a Rizzo wig at?
Don't worry about my sources. They don't call me the plug for nothing.
Right, this picture is so fire right here, Genesis. You hear
Thank you. I gotta give a shout out to how are they on here? Meridian took that picture.
Marketing Network.
Yeah, Meridian Marketing Networking took those pictures for me. They were my photographers for the night for that event. That was dope, and they took a lot of great photos of me. But yeah, so I had nothing. I didn't know anything about her, so I had to do a lot of research in order to kind of, and I learned a lot.
Right. Yeah,
she was like the antagonist of the movie.
Yeah.
Pro a lot of things that were not pro at that time. And
we got my brother Jay Jermaine in the building. My fault, James. We got my brother Jay Jermaine in the building. Another 614 native and representative in the building. You know what I'm talking about? That picture fire, ain't it, Cupcake? I ain't gonna lie, that's a dope ass picture right there. I'd have took that picture. I'd have made that picture fire though. Yeah.
That's what's up. Thank you.
Yeah. We got Genesis Aurelia in the building, y'all.
I'll be taking pictures for people. Y'all need somebody in y'all's ads and things like that. We can make some creative magic together.
Right.
So thank you for loving the picture.
Oh, you already know she is a visual artist. So, if you're in the visual arts and you want your art to be very visual, get in contact with Genesis Aurelia. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that like button as well. Click on that bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? Sharing your social engineering, your Facebooks, your TikToks, and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, ladies' night. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to ask you about that because I thought that it looked like it was y'all had a good time too, to be honest with you.
It was a good time.
Right. So, let me ask you this.
I understood the assignment.
Yeah, that's what Tammy said. She definitely did. I gotta say, because she very much captured Rizzo. I gotta say that. You hear me, Rizzo? And it fits you because you remember earlier I said she's a lively sprite. Oh, Rizzo is a lively sprite. You hear me? If y'all ever see, I said Lizzo. I mean Rizzo. If y'all ever seen Grease, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Grease was dope, man. I like Grease, man.
She was going after what she wanted, and she did not care.
Yeah, she wasn't playing no games.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So as an actress, you know what I mean. Your very first role you ever played as a leading actress. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go ahead, sit up there, and explain and describe that to us, and what was that like?
So I played like a pro black stripper.
Hold on. Did y'all hear what I just heard? A pro black stripper.
So it's like basically she came from she came from like the trouble. So typical troubled background. Think he ties into human trafficking, all that. And she worked at the club, but she also worked there because a lot of information got passed through there.
Right.
So, and she was actually trying to infiltrate some things that was going on in there. So that's why, and it was all about she grew up around 5%ers and things like that. So this role kind of hit a lot of pieces of my actual personal life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got some family members. Before my uncle passed away, he would teach me about 5%er culture, religion, whatever you want to call it, but they were engulfed in
the gods and earth, the 5%.
Whatever people want to call it. So I would, sit back and learn about that. And then also even here in Columbus, I do some human trafficking advocacy, and then just dealing with just us as women, our nose not being respected in that manner, or just sexual violations in general. I also have some of that. Background too. I think it's 1 in 4 of us at this point, and I am one of those 1 in 4s. So it really it really hit a lot of places, that was a little tender for me. And it brought awareness to me that they were tender that I might not have thought, that I thought I had already healed through. And it kind of helped in that role, bring some rawness to it and bring some authenticity to it, but it also forced me to go do some much needing, what people call shadow work, you know, to make sure that I'm not being the toxic ones in my relationship. So, but yeah, it was a little empowering because that I'm a little provocative. You know, I like to embrace my sexuality. I like to show my curves, whether that's, you know, showing skin or not, you know, and be unapologetic about it, which is probably why my friend suggested that I be Riz, you know. But at the same time, I am very much my brain, you know, like, and my brain is so beautiful and I want that to shine first. And so, like, that role, like, when you listen to the girl talk, like, you couldn't help but know that she was more than what you met at the strip club. Like, she had a bigger story to it. And so I love that they made that. I love that they gave her that depth, you know, and, you know, and it, I don't know, I guess I was glad that it kind of challenged me to face some things that I needed to.
Right.
But it was hard to play it, like the beginning of the scene. I'm not trying to tell the movie, but it was hard, you know, like having to do that over and over and over again. Like I had to go meditate. Like I was saging the crib. Like I was going to the park afterwards. I really wasn't trying to be bothered with some people. And at first I didn't know why, but yeah, like just repeating it over and over and over again. I'm a North Sider.
North Side.
Yeah, but repeating that over and over again was hard.
Let me just say this real quick, man. Right. I'm from that nutty north. Agler Green, Cleveland Ave, number streets. Windsor Terrace, Short North. All my North Siders ride with me. Brittany Hill, South, my new Jack Joy Sander, no. Can't forget about P Street and Nell Block 2 because they some guns.
Hey.
North Side, nigga. What y'all talking about? Anyway, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
There's only one side in Columbus.
Right.
But yeah, that's it. Hey, Lyndon in the building.
You already know what it is, man. Number streets, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. But yeah, it was an interesting role.
Right. Sounds like it. You know, I played in a movie.
Oh,
It's yet to be released. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what my man Cap doing. He got other stuff he got going on, but we're supposed to be meeting up to talk about finishing up some scene. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude, man, J. Jermaine. You know, you already know it's all love. We all 614, so it's all love, baby. It's, you know, the north side is the best side, baby. You know what it is, man. You know what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? I played the movie, I played the main character, and basically it was easy. I know where you coming from when you say what you said, because for me, you know, the character I played was basically me. In a nutshell, to be honest with you. So it was very easy, but it was a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a very professional attitude. And I like the way my man Cap ran it because it was very professional. You know what I'm saying? As far as being what we call no budget movie, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, whenever he get done doing whatever he doing and we finish up whatever he needs us to do, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And like I said, I made the movie. I'm not playing in the movie that I made, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I had my girl Taisha play the main character, man, and she killed it. Like I said, y'all can go to the video section on my page and scroll down to the Golden Fleece. I got the trailer on there and the movie. The movie is like 19 minutes. Y'all go ahead and watch it. It's dope. Coming to age story. Beautiful. Fire. Everybody loved it. I got emails when I played that show too. What'd you say?
That movie, you wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote it. All of that stuff.
So when you thinking about the character, like, are you visualizing someone and then trying to find a character, or do you like see them and like boom? Because like as an actress and you're saying, oh, this is made for you. Like it's almost like, okay, I'm supposed to find a piece of me in all these roles and embellish that piece. You know what I mean? But what is it that you see that's saying that person is in a role? You know what I mean?
Right. Now for me, like the movie that I made, The Golden Fleece, this is something I thought of when I was in a joint. So I actually initially wrote the part for my daughter, but she was too young to play the part at the time. When, you know, when I wrote it. But we got Keisha by the wood in the.
You better say it right. That's Bythewood.
Bythewood.
Hi, cousin.
That's your people's right there.
Hi, cousin.
We got Keisha in the building. Keisha by the wood. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm Genesis Shine, Bythewood. You know, come on now, get them hair, get them
last name for real. I instantly meant to read it like that too.
Ain't that dope? How it's
Yeah,
spelled
that's
by
super
the
dope.
wood.
That's super dope. You know what I'm saying? We rocking with Keisha by the wood over here. You know what I'm talking about?
She a female economist. Ain't that crazy?
That's
It's
dope,
like
man.
the
That's
first
dope.
one I ever met.
That's dope. That's dope. Might have to get her on the show, man, and she knows what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she
Discussing
wow.
economics.
She
Not
wow. I
but for
don't know if
me
you ready
personally
for that.
though, man,
You know if you ready for that.
when I'm writing scripts and stuff for movies, like I gotta visualize it in my head, you know what I'm saying, the character, you know what I'm saying. But as far as who I want to play it, you know what I'm saying, it's different if you know what I mean. If I just know somebody and I like, oh, this will be perfect, you would be perfect to play it, but you know what I'm saying, or somebody I know personally, but the character is already made up in my mind. You know what I'm saying? And, when I wrote the script for the movie that I made, I had my daughter in mind. You know what I'm saying? And when I came home, she just was, you know, when I actually kind of making the movie, I asked her did she want to play it, and she didn't say. She said no because she said, and this is why I love my daughter. She was honest. She was like, I'm not gonna be committed to doing nothing like that. I just don't want to. You know what I mean? She's a
Yeah.
kid. She's about to be 14 now, but this is back when she was like 11, 12, and she just didn't want to commit to having to, you know what I'm saying, do all this stuff. Now it's all good. I respect this. So I found my girl Taisha to do it, who was actually a classmate of mine at the Ohio Media School, and she killed it. It was absolutely fire, and it was actually able to. She actually, I know this sounds cliche, but she was actually made for that role. That role was actually made for her.
Nah, it don't sound cliche to me. I think that's how everything works. That's how energy
Yeah,
works.
that's a beautiful thing. You know, it's balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely was made for her, especially at the time of life where she was in her life during the making of that movie, the things that she was going through. And like when she came on the show, she said it's very therapeutic and cathartic for her, and it helped her to get onto the path to where she is now, which is just beautiful. And I just was happy to be able to facilitate that. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy to facilitate that, to be able to give it a create the environment to where, you know what I'm saying, in the process of her playing this role and taking on this character, was also able to help her as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's
In
dope.
areas of her life that she had going on. So that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to making a movie, listen here, y'all. You know what I mean? Just make it. Don't you know? That's all I'm gonna say is just make it. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
My
good
man,
advice.
yeah, I had my man Fridge on the show a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? About a month or so ago. He was in the joint with me. He done wrote like 3 or 4 books. You know what I'm saying? And he used to always tell us when we had our cultural awareness class in the joint we used to have. He used to always say the first thing is just write it on paper and make it, man.
Yeah, it
Bring it
is.
into fruition. That's
It
the
is.
first step. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what I did. You know what I mean? When I was in the joint, I had wrote the basically the treatment script for it when I was in the joint, and I knew that I was going to. You know, I ain't gonna say I knew I was gonna ever actually make it into a movie. It was just something I did in the joint writing it. But when I came home and COVID happened, and you know what I'm saying, I had got laid off from my job I was working at, and I decided to go to media school. You know what I'm saying, and it just gave me the perfect opportunity. You know what I'm saying, like you said, the stars lined up, so to speak. So this is a beautiful situation, man. And y'all can go watch this. It's a beautiful movie, man. Beautiful coming to age story. It'd have been beautiful if my daughter would have played it, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. Maybe we'll do part 2 with her in it again or something like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. So I'm a visual artist myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm all into performing. Like I said before I got locked up, me and my homies, man, we was rapping, performing, doing all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lord knows where we would have been if a nigga ain't never get locked, if a brother ain't never get locked up. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, we here right now doing what we doing. We got the beautiful Genesis Aurelia on the show. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing, man. Performance artist, visual artist, anthropologist, humanitarian extraordinaire. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing. All of that. That's beautiful. Now I want you to really drop some game for real and go a little bit in depth about being a mother, you know what I'm saying, and handling, doing everything you're doing, especially right now in today's day and age.
Well, yeah, I think what I try to do is incorporate her in everything. Like for me growing up, it was big to be around dreams that were fulfilled. Like to be able to go around and see people who thought things and then they came to life, or they wanted things and they were able to go after them and have them. Like my uncle was in a group called the Vegas, and they were able to go on tour with Wu-Tang. Like that was transformative for me. I was a big Wu-Tang fan. And so to be able to see him be working in his home studio, you know, and then go on tour with them, like I could see your work paying off. And that's like, it does something to you, especially like when you're surrounded by poverty and impoverished like neighborhoods. And when you hear people like trying to discourage you from going after things that feel, you know, pleasurable to you and like you should be doing them and that you can't stop thinking and eating and breathing. Like it does something to you to like help keep that fire lit. But like being a mother is a greater duty, you know, and always comes first. And so at first it was like something that was like, I guess I got to be a mom, you know? And then when she was like 4, she started drawing all over my windows. And I was like, let me give her a paintbrush. And, you know, and then the creative family continued. And so it was like, it was a really beautiful thing to try and put things in front of her that was life experience and like to watch her experience life. And I don't know, like so it just made me want to bring her everywhere. Like I brought her to college when I went to college. Like I was doing programming at Columbus State. I brought her. I was protesting and I brought her. Like I'm like, yes, don't you want to make these signs? Like, let's do some art. You know, I was trying to get her. Like I said, I was in foster care earlier, and there was like foster care. There were programs for people who have been in foster care specifically. I was trying to have her in there. The one lady was like, if she want to teach the kids, you know, I'll pay her. So I was always trying to be like, you know, trying to find like, it became my duty less to think about my dream and to try and like figure out through experiences what was her dream and like find some pleasure in that versus going after my dreams. That was until like her 8th grade year when I had a panic attack. Like, I'm just about to be a mom and that's it. Like, what I'm about to do with my life? I'm not about to have nothing to do in 4 years. She about to be out and I'm just about to be here doing what? And like, you know, and it was just like over. It was like back to nah. I gotta you know, I gotta get some me in. I gotta get some me in. Not just community me that's like what every mother should be, but I had to get some me, like me needed to come out. And yeah, I just started going for it and started talking to her more about it. And I started encouraging her to go for it, you know. Maybe so I wouldn't feel bad, I don't know. But like just encouraging her to just go after her dreams. Like, let's do them together. You know, what can we create together as a family? There's wealth in that. Like showing her what I was learning so that whatever I learned, she got, you know, and that just became like the thing. If I found it, I sent it to her. If I found a grant, I send it her way. If, you know, somebody has an art exhibit, I'm sending it her way. So it was like, and that turned into me sending it to everybody. You know, I had this deep desire to create an environment that she would be safe in. And it really meant like, like manipulating the communities, but in a good way, you know, as Bill Gates would say. But yeah, just trying to create, you know, some happiness around my neighborhoods for her so that we could go and be in it and be happy. And then eventually I went back to finding me as an artist. That's what I would say. So we do things together now. Like I wrote a children's book and a publisher is looking at it. It's in editing stages, and I sent it to her like, "Oh, I think you should do the illustration for it," you know. And so I really want everything to be like us as a family, even though she'd be fighting it. I've been trying to get us to be a YouTube mom and daughter for the longest. She's so cute, but she's like, no.
Creating that generational wealth, man. Shout out to my brother Jay Jermaine with that blessing on the Cash App, hitting the collection plate. You know what I'm talking about? Good looking out, Bridget. You know what I'm talking about? We got Genesis Aurelia in the building, man. That's a beautiful thing, though, man. Because you know, and this is a perfect segue into my next question I want to ask you about. So here you talk about, because it's important to create that generational wealth, man. And that not talking about financially, I'm talking about intellectually as well. You know what I'm saying? Because these things are genetic. So don't be surprised if you a artsy fartsy type of person. Don't be surprised if your kids are too. And this leads into my next question. Perfect segue. I want you to sit up there and explain to us and drop some game to your knowledge and your experience on how important it is to have control and ownership over your intellectual property, especially
What do
being
you
a
mean? What do you mean? Like, you need to own all that stuff, control as much as possible. Like,
right.
as much as possible. Like, I'm talking about if you going into brainstorming, y'all need to have MOUs, like write down everything. Like, just people can take your stuff and go make it this quick, you know, while you sitting there trying to perfect it this quickly.
Right.
It could be somebody else's. Like, I
Right.
had a friend get their Instagram account, and this is just, you know, superficial things, you know, just had her Instagram account just taken like this. It's just an Instagram account, but the information that they needed,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, to get that account is what's important. You know what I'm saying? And they shouldn't have access to it. When you called me earlier and I was in that call, that's what we was talking about, is decompartmentalizing your cell phone line so that you can have like just privacy of your thoughts and privacy of everything that you creating on your own before that anyone else gets a chance to, you know, just chop it up and take it.
Right.
So, like, for me, it's one of the biggest ways that Black people lose, because we're so creative. Like, we create everything. Like, if we were on our own platform, how much money would Black people be making off of TikTok? Like, you know, if we were able to like just give ourselves that money, you know what I mean? And then it's like when we are in control of that, we're in control of the narrative. And I am all about, like, right now, when you look online and how it talks about Black people is not how Black people talk. That's not how we talk about each other.
Right.
But that's the narrative that's put out there, you know? And so us being in charge of all of that creativeness, all of our and emotional property, our intelligence, our property, like, it shuts all that shit down. Like, they can't. Who are they talking about? We know it would be us talking about us. Exactly. We are a product of our own support system. Like, so it's like important for us to be the ones talking about what it means to be melanated, what it means to have this hair, what it means to listen to the type of music that we listen to, what that music stands for. It's not for any other culture to decide but us.
Right.
And as long as we are not in charge of that, everyone else gets to decide, and they get to decide how it's distributed. They get to decide the emotional attachment to it. They get to decide like how it shows up and where. And we should be the ones in charge of that, because that's literal culture. And that's literal to what is being influenced in our people. Like, it goes hand in hand. Anything that's content, anything we're consuming goes into us, and it shows up in how we behave, whether we like it or not. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And we have power over that. I'm not saying that you just watch a show and you be like that. But what I am saying is, like, everything that we're consuming, regardless of what it is, like, you show up. And as long as we're not the ones as Black people saying like, this is why we love her, this is why we say this is why we eat this food, you know, as long as we're not the ones saying that, they can decide, and then that helps other Black people decide. It's not our narrative, but it appears as though it is.
Right. That's a fact, and I couldn't agree more, because you know, shout out to the brother Tariq Nasheed. Like I said, I'm going out there this weekend in DC, and Able Talk Media and Podcast will definitely be in the building. But just like this whole thing that's going on with the current hijacking and appropriation and usurpation of our culture, and saying that these Latinos and Caribbean people that helped us create goddamn hip hop, and we know that's a goddamn lie from the deepest, darkest pit of hell. You hear me?
Right.
And, you know, and it's a very important that we protect our culture, our legacy, our history. You know what I'm saying? Because it belongs to us, as in not belong to us as if we own it in that sense, as far as on the grand scheme of things, but as of, you know, being the originators and giving the credit and the proper due, like how other cultures own the stuff that their culture is responsible for and having a global impact and influence with. I totally in 1,000% agreement with you on that. And
Yeah.
the first thing we got to do is like I say, it's all good for us to be having a conversation and people standing up and defending and all of that stuff, but just like you said, the people at the top is the ones who we really need to be going for, because they while we can sit up here and argue all day and go back and forth about who originated it, we all know the truth of that. But who controls it, who operates it, who governs it, who's making the, like I say, the question, we cui bono, who benefits the most from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah.
nigga Jager, man, you silly, man. Now I'm just saying, you know, we got to protect that. I'm definitely going, Jager, man. I'm in the building. I gotta be there, man. It's an absolute must. Do you hear me? I want to explain this to y'all real quick, just not to get off topic, though, right? Saturday is going to be a historical event. It's the first time in American history that anybody convened in Washington, D.C. in any type of way, in any type of capacity, to have a serious discussion approaching and addressing the government about reparations in history that I can think of anyway. So, you know, just the simple fact that it being a historical event that it is, a Real Talk Media podcast gotta be there, man. And if y'all want to see the content, y'all gonna have to sign up to the Patreon. You ain't gonna be able to get that on YouTube, man. Y'all crazy, man.
Right.
The game is to be sold, not to be told, man.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? And to go into what Genesis was saying, we have to support each other. Right?
All the way. That's the only way to do it. That bootstrap, I cuss a lot. That bootstrap stuff is not correct. Like, it's impossible. Try to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're gonna fall on your tail. Okay. And then, like, when you really think about it, like, everything we do is in connecting. Like, we get up every day by ourselves, right? But when you bought them clothes, you didn't make them. And even if we were at the time period when we were making them, we had to go to somebody's farm to get it. Like, humans are very interdependent. And to, like, try to act like we don't need each other is just cutting down our success rate, because we do. We need each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do. We need each other. We're better together. Definitely. Even with the haters, we're better together.
Right. That's a fact. And I couldn't agree with that more, man. We're definitely better together than we are separate or apart. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because before we come together on the human race, the individual, people have to fix the things going on within the individual community so the whole community can benefit from every individual community being in equilibrium with them.
And those are those conversations that they don't really want, or they try to act like Black people aren't having, because we're very, like, Black people are together, but you can't see it on a massive way because of how we're segmented. But those are the actual conversations that they know that they don't want us to have. Because when we get together, we start making money, and they know that Black people got a lot of money right now. Like, we have money where we don't need their money. We have money where we can hire all Black organizations, which means that we got the power to be racist just like them. And that's what they're afraid of, especially right now when everybody is fighting at these higher, larger levels. So people are fighting at these higher, larger levels. And then we're all beginning to understand that real decisions are made in your home. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people go to national. So if the people in your neighborhood ain't voting the way that they need to vote, or behaving, because forget a vote, behaving in your community, like, meaning making resource rich communities, meaning like, if we not helping each other eat and be greater, you know what I mean? Like, then they know that as long as they keep that, hey, let's be segmented. Like, won't you identify as all of these things? And I'm not talking about sexual identity. I'm talking about all of those ways in which they break us apart, so that if I don't meet all of your criteria, we can't be friends. You know, we can't be in the same community, because we know that if you did allow for this diversity in the community, it gives you way more resources than if you didn't. Way more resources. You know that's in money. Diversification. They always tell you diversify your money. You have to diversify the resources in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? In order for us to have upward mobility. They realize at the upper ends that we are realizing that, and we are working together to build that. We always were. You know what I mean? But now they can't hide it. They can't. It's harder to hide because we got access to what you're talking about. Our property. You know what I'm saying? Us being able to own our content. You can pull it out. You can go and gather together however we like without their input. And that is fearful and it's hard to control. That's why it's more of us dying. And we can keep going on and on and on. You know what I mean? But it's like, that's the real power there, is us getting together and diversifying our shit so that we can grow bigger and being in control of everything that we put out. Like, we got to own it. All that stuff, all the narrative, regardless what it is, how we deal with our family, how Black people love, how we eat, how we care, how our hair, what it means to be Black. You know what I'm saying? And us understanding why we move the way we do and how societies before have impacted those, you know, those behaviors so that we can grow beyond them.
Right. You know? That's a fact. That's a fact. That's beautifully said too. Basically, to surmise everything Genesis said, we need to get on code with each other. Every other group of people operate to some degree on a code, right? Black people do not. The only codes we operate on are codes that are very not conducive to us growing into the community we once were, right? And, yeah, hey, listen here, Uncle Diggity. You know what I'm talking about? You know, over here, listen here, Uncle Diggity. Over here at A Real Talk, you know, we real ones over here, though, man. We ain't about to have no silly, goofy-ass bras coming up on the platform saying some stupid shit. You hear me? We're going to have intelligent, thought-provoking, critical thinking women on here. We ain't going to have no thoughts, tricks, whores, sluts, none of that shit on here. Maybe afterwards, but not on here. You know what I'm talking about? I know I'm just joking, but I'm not though, right? You know, but I am, but I ain't. You know what I'm talking about? But nah,
it's an appropriate time for everything.
Yeah, so you know, it's the time and the place for everything. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, y'all. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. Share on your social engineering. We got the beautiful Genesis Virgil on the show. We chopping up heavy game right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a visual artist, you know what I mean? Performing artist, anthropologist, many things to you. What is the plans for the future? What is the end game? What is the main goal at the end of the day in all your endeavors that you are endeavoring to accomplish?
I'm trying to pinky and brain the world with my writing all over it.
No, that's not bad.
Real talk, but my end goal is just to keep putting out things until I'm drawn not to anymore. But to only put out things that really show our culture. Like, I'm big on like embracing our culture and like just unraveling things and then putting it into some expression that's entertaining. Yeah, so that's my end goal. I have a company, it's called I Know Culture Media. And my end goal for that is for it to continuously like pour into the community and my mom is a copywriter. I wanted my daughter and my mother and just some other young people to be able to take over it and for it to be kind of continuously ran by younger people and people who need like bartering services to create content. So they can always be like a ladder. So people can always have access to ways to get really good quality content at lower prices and barter with each other so that you can use networking to get your needs met, because that's really how businesses go. So like my end goal for that is for it to be sustainable, like while I'm, you know, outperforming around the world. Oh my gosh, who is throwing tomatoes at us Northsiders? I cannot.
That's why
we're just gonna make some salad though, because you know we're up north. Thanks for giving us free food.
You know that's the homie right there, man. You know, man. Everybody from Columbus already know that when it comes to the city, y'all know that the North Side is where it's at, man. Y'all know that. Y'all don't want to admit it. Y'all might not want to admit it.
It ain't even no hate. Look at the chat. It ain't even no hate. He want to feed us, and when people feed us, that mean they love us. So he's throwing food at us so that it can nurture our body.
Yeah, I think that's dope right there. Jay Jermaine, silly. Y'all already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And we over here chopping up heavy game, man. You know what I'm talking about? We got Genesis Aurelia on the platform tonight. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody in the building. Not 25th in Cleveland.
Hey,
That's the North Side for real. You hear me?
number streets,
So I heard
Hamilton Avenue, Hamilton Elementary School.
y'all better quit playing. Y'all about to make me play that song, man. Y'all ain't even hit. Now, what I said earlier is actually a hook to an actual song that I got. It's called The Nutty North. It's off of my me and my group's album, The Stimulus Package, that we put out during Schmoman Slank Team. You hear me? Fire album, man. Y'all should go get it. You know what I'm talking about? It's on thatpip.com, all streaming platforms. Tap in and walk with us. You know what I'm talking about? And now I know me personally as a I guess I could consider myself a performing and visual artist to an extent, right? You know what I mean?
I would consider you a creative, but to each his own.
Creative. I mean, I've performed and I actually done art too, though. So, I am that I am. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I can say when it comes to performing is that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a shy person at all, if y'all couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person who performing has actually come quite natural to. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my first time performing ever. You hear me? Was when I was in elementary school. We had this play called "How the West Was Won."
Okay.
Right? And I forget the character that I played, but it was just some little part where you come out on stage, little kids, you just say a little part, whatever. And I remember we was in practicing one day, and I just was so happy because I've been practicing my part and I had to memorize and all that stuff. And we was doing the practice, and I nailed my part and stuff. And you know me, I'm a little showboat, so you know me, I nailed my part. Everybody was like clapping and stuff, and I just was like, and I tried to do the little moonwalk off the stage, but what I didn't see was the bucket behind me that had water collecting from the drip that was in the ceiling, and I knocked that joint over, fell over, everybody laughed and everything. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how I know I was a natural performer, because anybody else would have been like storming off the stage embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I just got up and just was like, oh man, I even see that bucket, and I did the moonwalk the other way. You hear what I'm talking about, man? So much go on. You know what I'm saying? That led into performing. You know what I'm saying? I done sit up here, perform, opened up for all type of artists, you know what I'm saying, rapping on stage. And this is very comfortable. This is what I can say, right? The energy that you receive from a large crowd of people when you are entertaining them with your intellectual property and they feeling it, and you get that response, it's a feeling like I understand why artists perform for 20 years. I get it. You feel me? It's a very, for the lack of a better term, a symbiotic relationship or exchange. You hear me?
Yeah. You definitely feel the energy like when you're up there, and it's like I mean, I hear a lot of people say it's a high, and that's kind of like what it feels like. It just hits you, and you're like, oh, you like that? So let me give you some more.
Give you
And
some more. You hear me?
I think people don't believe you when you say, nah, tell me what you think. Like they really think that you just want them to say, oh, it's good, or nothing, but nah, like you need it. Like you need them to look at your stuff. You need them to read it. You need them to want to hear it. And it's like you're watching, like, so what's you looking for reactions, because it's something in you that has to have it. Like, and you can live it's a weird because you need it, but it's like it's different than the things that you need in life, but you need it. Like for me, it's like I couldn't go a day without writing. Like what would happen if I couldn't like put my words into things that were poetic, or what would happen if I couldn't get mad and vent about it in a rap, I don't know.
Right. My man Uncle Diggity said, I gotta come look around on how to see what y'all on. Hey, listen here.
Uncle Where he Diggity, at?
He in LA, he out of LA. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Diggity, man, you know what I'm talking about. Ohio is a beautiful yet tragic place. How about that? You hear me? It's tragically beautiful. You hear me? And you know what I'm saying? I love being from Ohio, I love being from Columbus, and it's one of the best places to live in the country.
I love the beach.
Contrary to popular opinions, it's one of the most affordable, and it is absolutely the now 13th largest growing city in the nation. You hear me?
Yeah,
so
we definitely
doing your family a favor moving to Ohio right now. You know what I'm talking about? Financially and everywhere else.
I would never leave the warmth of the beach and the sun.
That's another topic for another day right there. You know what I'm saying? That's another topic for another day. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, if I lived in California or any coastal state, I would be getting the hell out of there. Another topic for another day. You know what I'm saying? Mama and uncle love to coach to rich places. Yeah, I live too. I love to travel though, which is
Yeah,
why I'm
me
going
too.
to DC this weekend. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Y'all gonna love it. Go to that Patreon, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean, man? Y'all go here to that Patreon, subscribe to the Patreon, you know what I mean? Little $5 holler ain't nothing. Little monthly $5 holler to get access to exclusive. I'm talking about uncut raw content. You hear me? I'm about to put some stuff on there, man. I got a couple things on there right now. I got them exposing the Demon Time music industry Wednesday episodes on there. Cause you know YouTube be playing with them copyrights and stuff, man.
Yes, they do.
On Patreon, we ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. So if y'all want to get that breakdown of the Hotel California, that beautiful teaching that I did, I'm talking about that beautiful teaching that I did, breaking down the song Hotel California by the Eagles. And then the following week when I did the breakdown of Ozzy Osbourne and Aleister Crowley, you know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful situation, man. So y'all go subscribe to that Patreon right there in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, subscribe to that. It's only $5, man. Y'all spend $5 on a cup of coffee every day. You know what I'm talking about? Tap in with your boy, man. Get exclusive access to exclusive content. You know what I'm saying? She said, I just moved back from Colorado and it's not going to be permanent. I know that's right.
It's cold there too. Shoot. Y'all going from colder to colder.
Yeah, I love living in Ohio, man. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to live nowhere else. I could think of a couple places where I wouldn't mind living, but actually wanting to live. You know what I'm saying? I love my city. I love being here. It's a beautiful thing. I know what's going on here and what the future is, and I got to be a part of it. I got to be here. You know what I'm talking about? And
I love DC.
Yeah, DC is slick. DC is slick. But if you knew what I knew and you from Columbus, you definitely wouldn't be leaving. You know what I'm talking about, man? You definitely want to stay here, brother. You know what I'm talking about, sister. Whatever it is you want to do, wherever you might want to figure out what's going on because Columbus is popping. You know what I'm talking about? If you didn't know,
it's an island calling my name.
You said what?
So I think it's an island calling my name somewhere.
You said an island. You know, for vacation purposes, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
The island of Africa.
You said where now?
I said the island of Africa. I'm just playing.
The island of Africa. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you go over there to Africa, you want to, man. See how they see how it is, man. Everybody who says, and let me pay attention to what I'm saying. If your life purpose takes you outside of the city, state, country, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this though, you got to make sure when you listening to your intuition, and if you can even hear it, you gotta be able to know when it's really telling you something, when you really like need it. Because a lot of people move away and within a year they come back. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta but sometimes you gotta go away to make a comeback. You know what I'm talking about?
That's true.
That's some game for y'all right there. You know what I'm talking about? Straight from Stats with the Fast Man. Hit that like button. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. We got the beautiful Genesis Aurelia on the show tonight, man. How y'all feeling tonight? Y'all loving the show so far, man? It's a beautiful thing, man. Yes, it has, Jay Jermaine. It most definitely has. Columbus being popping. Yiddy. You know what I'm talking about?
A lot of good things here.
Yes, a lot of beautiful things here. What you say?
I say except the weather.
He said except. I love the weather, personally.
Yeah, see?
Only thing I don't like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the only thing I don't like is when it snows and it's cold, it snows and it's cold.
Yeah, you hear me? I don't like that.
I gotta say I don't either, man. It's very terrible. But yeah, though, man. So glad to have you on the show tonight, man. And I wanna ask you this too, though, man. How important is it to you, right, to be a positive inspiration? You know what I'm saying? For young women, you know what I mean? Because you know we got this whole city girl thing going on out here, and this I don't need no man stuff, and and ratchet and all this stuff being promoted. This thought ratchet culture shit being promoted. I want you as a visual artist, a performing artist, as a visionary, intellectual. You know what I mean? To some degree, you know what I'm saying? I want you to sit up here and give your perception and speak on the importance of Black women changing their image. Because what I notice is that it's a lot of women like yourself, you know what I'm saying, who, you know, don't fit the image that is being painted globally, especially of Black women. So I want you to go up there and sit up there and talk to us how important it is for Black women to take it by the reins, so to speak, and restructure and change the image, and also make sure you do your part as a woman, a Black woman, to contribute to the changing of that image, because it's a very bad image.
Well, I don't know if I agree that the image of Black women is bad, because I personally don't think that it is. But I do think that it is a responsibility of us to own whatever type of image that you want to bring forward,
Right.
and do it unapologetically too. Yeah, and that's what I believe. I believe that you were talking about like ratchet culture.
Right.
But there was also like a culture of suppression where women were not allowed to express themselves how they want to. And with that comes extreme rebellion, you know, if you want to call it that. But I don't necessarily subscribe to that. You know what I mean? I mean, sex is there. I think that there is a duty of people to be what they feel appropriate in any situation. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like Black women have a responsibility to themselves to decide what narrative they want to bring forward and
Right.
to own that narrative.
Right.
And whatever narrative it is right now, we already discussed earlier that it's not the narrative that Black people and Black women have decided that it is. So whatever the narrative is currently, it's not reflective of what Black women actually are, and it isn't the image that Black women are putting out. It's who said, huh? It's what's popular. It's what's being put out popular. It's whatever people in charge are grabbing on and deciding to put forth as being popular and saying that that's the narrative. It's not actually what Black people are saying is our narrative of what we should be. That's what I mean.
Right, right. But I think, and this is the reason why I'm pretty sure my man Jay Jermaine said, huh? Because when I said, the question I'm asking is, as a Black woman, right? And I'm pretty sure you consider yourself such, there is a certain image about y'all, a global image, and it is surmised and surmounted and equaled up to this thought ratchet culture. And as a Black woman,
I think there's many narratives about Black women.
There's
and
many narratives, but there's one
that's just one
narrative. Huh?
So what? Yeah, that's just one of many.
Yeah, it's just one, but we're talking about the major two that's having the major influence as a whole right now.
So I would say that depends on what groups you're in as far as what that image is. Who they said, and what narrative is that? Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're asking me, it's one of the ones that he's saying, the thought culture. Like right now, whatever narrative
let me ask you this before you start. Let me ask you this. So are you denying that thought culture exists?
Nah. Okay. It exists for everybody. Right. Men is thought, it's men that are thoughts, it's white women that are thoughts, it's Indian people that are thoughts. It's not just a Black woman thing.
Oh no, of course it's not. But well, okay, let me ask you. Let me say this. Let me put it this way.
And so what I'm saying is, I don't believe that Black women are putting out an image of being thoughty. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying that if you have a woman who, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's many narratives.
You see what my man Jay Jermaine said. It's
what I'm not. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to get into this discussion with y'all because you asked me what I felt. So Black women are celebrating whatever they're celebrating. I can't sit here and tell you what every Black woman is celebrating, but you would have to ask them what they're celebrating when they're doing whatever it is that they're doing.
Right, we're not talking about Black women as a whole. We're talking about just a certain group, or I hate to say it, but the overwhelmingly mass majority. That's why we're speaking in general.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's an overwhelming mass majority of that.
Well, that's your right to feel like that. It's all good.
So yes, I wouldn't be able to. So if you're asking me the narrative of an overwhelming mass majority of Black women, I would not say that it is a thought culture, which means that would be how I would answer that question. Like, I don't think that that's the majority of the culture for Black women.
That's fair enough. That's fair. He said, my man Jay Gervais said, womanist ideology here.
Does he mean feminist? And because literally a feminist is a person who believes in equality of the sexes. That's
I'm a
literally what that
feminist.
term means.
Hey, listen, I'm a feminist. If feminist in its natural
Yeah,
essence is equality and fairness, and I'm for that.
yeah,
Right
me
now,
too.
feminism, right?
That's something different.
That's
And
something
that's not
different.
what
You hear me? Let's be
that's
clear,
not me.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
not
do
me.
too. I do too. That's why I asked her that, because y'all know, listen here, man. Listen here over here at A Real Talk, man. We have real talk over here. And I ask questions because I want to know. And I think that all opinions should be had. I think they all should be expressed. Now, whether I vehemently disagree with it or not is irrelevant, right? I support people's right to say what they want to say, whether I disagree with it or not. And that's what A Real Talk is all about. And that's why I asked you that question, because I just want to get your opinion on it. That's all. If you don't think that is something that would, hey, that's your right to think that, and I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? And now, as a visual and performing artist, right? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind when it's all said and done, as far as your positive impact on the community and the world?
For me, it would be that we're all allowed to exist, and that everyone should have a right to be creative. Like, that's literally like what I would want my legacy to be. I would want people to look at me and see that I was able to participate, or like I was able to be around people and appreciate who they are, regardless of what it is, regardless of who they are. Doesn't mean I have to agree or disagree, decide to be around them after that moment or anything like that. But they were allowed to be who they are, you know what I'm saying, whenever they came around me in that moment. And that whatever my art that I would leave would express just people being able to express themselves, going through their emotions, going through their thought processes, whatever they are, and you know, just having that moment to themselves to reflect. Because it doesn't stay, you know, you go through your feelings, you change, you grow every day, you turn into a new version of yourself, hopefully a better version of yourself. You know, every moment, every time you're learning something, with every interaction that you allow yourself to, you know, every time you have an experience, if you allow it to grow you in some type of way, then you know you become, you know, a piece of everybody that you kind of come across. And that's kind of beautiful to me. So
that's beautiful to me too, man, because you know, man, main goal of mine is to put effort into leaving things a little bit better than what they were before I got here and while I was here. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know what I'm saying, I take my hat off to anybody who's in pursuit of doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And like I said, that's one of the main reasons why I created this platform, is to have these discussions, have people come on, people who deserve to have they shine, people deserve to be highlighted and talked about and celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Because whether we agree with each other or not, and this is one of the main reasons why I created the platform, whether we agree with each other or not, that's irrelevant. What's relevant and what actually matters is that we have the conversation and be willing to look at what we all mutually benefit from,
and move forward.
Restore some order, restore some structure. Everybody get back to their proper roles and position on code. And that's when we'll start to really see some true progress. And how that starts is by having conversations, right? Out of these conversations. And I'm not talking just talking and back and forth banter and bullshit and all that stuff. I'm talking about actual conversations where we get some gain from it, where connections can be made and all of that type stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And we can really, you know what I mean, really come up with some real solutions on how we could really work with each other. You know what I'm saying? Really, like I say, mend and heal what's been broken between us as a black, so-called black community, which we don't really have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. So I just want to say to Genesis Aurelia, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Anything? Oh, let me ask you for so and I'm pretty sure I asked you earlier, but I want to ask you again. So just sit up there tell us about anything new you got going on, anything coming up outside of anything you already discussed with us. You can leave all your contact information, all that for anybody who may want to get in contact with you for consulting purposes. You know what I'm saying? You said you do show people how to go about owning their content and their intellectual property with all that stuff. So go ahead and just leave us with that and all your contact information so we can
cool.
get in contact with you who need to get in contact with you.
Cool. Well, one of the most recent things I have that's going to be released is at the end of this month on the 26th. I guess I could actually shoot you the link, but you could Google it. It's called Lot 9. It's a movie coming out. It's a short film. I think it's about an hour, a couple minutes, 45 minutes, maybe something like that. But it's going digital. It gets released on the 26th. It's called Lot 9. And then I have a book that's dropping next year, a poetry book. Yeah, and I'm still working on my documentary, The Blue Book Perspectives. Like I said, that's about our relationships as Black people loving on each other and how the society around us is impacting that. And it's just like us talking about having some of these conversations in places that are sacred to Black people. Yeah, and if you want to find me, you can Google me. I'm Genesis Shine on everything. But I'm also Genesis A Shine on Gmail. So you can find me there and you can, Brother Rodney. And you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things, LinkedIn as Genesis Shine. Aurelia is my middle name. But yeah, and then my company is I Know Culture Media. There's no W in that, but if you Google it with the W, you'll still find it. And I can help you with any type of writing that you need and you wanted to have a culture revitalization lens. And that's more of a culture blending, meaning like we all get together versus kind of being segmented in separation. So that's what culture revitalization means. It just means like, hey, it's okay that you came from where you came from, and it's okay that I came from where I came from. That's it. But yeah, so that company is I Know Culture Media, and we can help you but whatever you need as far as content and writing and really getting people to be able to see you. So
your man Rodney Radford putting on. Shout out to Rodney Radford, man. You know what I'm talking about? We got Queen V in the building. She said she proud. You know what I'm talking about? Cupcake say keep doing your thing, Miss Genesis. Just simply beautiful, and I respect what you bring. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You know what I mean? We got Genesis Aurelia on the platform tonight. A Real Talk Podcast. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? Smash that like button, do a triple Lindy, do a backflip on that like button. You know what I'm talking about? And share on your social engineering. You know what I'm saying? So in our closure, right? Go ahead and leave us with some closing words, man. You know what I'm saying? Before we go ahead and get on up out of here, man.
What you talking about, Cletus? Like a poem or something? Is that what
I wasn't talking about that, but if
good, because I wasn't gonna give you one.
Go ahead. Hit us with some spoken word one time.
No, that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to be funny. I mean, I can't if you really want me to, but now
we want you to. It's about if you want to.
Let me see. Well, in closing, I will say, everything has its time, and don't be afraid of when you're afraid. Just don't let it prevent you from doing anything. Like meditate on it or pray, whatever your way of grounding yourself and trying to figure out where that emotion is coming from. Because remember that it means you really care about it and just strive for it. That's what I say. But I'll go ahead and read something. So this is something I'm trying to decide if I should say or not. So I'll say it, and then y'all guys can say if y'all like it or not. But it's like a newer poem, and it doesn't have a name.
Exclusive right here on A Real Talk Podcast. We got Genesis giving exclusive content. You know, talk about tap in and walk with us, man. Hit that like button. You know, talking about click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share and social engineering. We got exclusive things going on here. Talk to them.
Okay, we should have did this on your Patreon so you can get paid. But anyway,
hey.
Nah. Okay, I really want to know what y'all think. Remember, we already said this. So this is how it goes, and it's raw and it's rough because it's kind of new. So it goes, got you on my mind. I don't know why I can't tell you or let you in on the smiles you be creating. Give you a hard time because I don't want you to get comfortable or see me falling and start faking. Plus, these new walls ain't trumping debating. I don't even know how to escape it. Wonder why I didn't meet you before my heart was exposed to propaganda overload, leading me down Miss Bitter's road, catching feelings but only so far. No key to lift the gate, no red or blue pill, they all the same. I feel it try to revive when you say my name. I hold up, wait. I feel it try to revive when you say my name. The way you look at me more than enough to ease my restraints. I see your try, love. I don't know if I'm worth it. You're getting G diluted with pills from scars of past tries, dried up tear stained clean slates. I could always find logic in love after the shakeoff, but something's different in me. I don't know if my wounds are sewn quite right after this last destroying. You shouldn't be walking beside me unknowing. There's a shut off switch for any signs of this could lead to hurting. Good feelings keep me running too. Anything that gives me feels I'm trying to sneeze through. Allergic to the thought of trusting and being left a fool.
Bars.
Thank y'all.
Man,
Let me know what y'all think. It's
put
something
a
I'm trying
one
to
in,
work.
and listen, put a 1 in the chat if you thought that was fire. Put a 2 in the chat if you thought it was trash.
Or you can say need work.
Put a 1 in the chat if you thought it was fire. Put a 2 in the chat if you thought it was trash.
So remember, I said I'm trying to do my poetry book to an audio book. So I'm trying to figure out which one should go in audio, you know what I mean? And which one should just be read, you know? So help me out, y'all.
That sound like that should have been, that sound like that was bars. That sound like that should have been over a beat right there.
Okay.
And you know, my people ain't gonna say that just to say that if it was trash, they would tell you that shit was trash, man.
Yes, it's a work in progress, like I said. So I respect Uncle Diggy. You can tell, like I'm still working on it. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out the cadence a little bit, and you know, if I want to keep the words the same, but that's the concept of it.
Well, when it comes to writing songs and writing music and bars, I'm a bar smith. You hear me? So Genesis or anybody out there, if y'all need some techniques, some tidbits on writing bars, and when I'm talking about bars, when I'm talking about prose, I'm talking about spoken word, I'm talking about verse. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't talking about just rapping and simple poems. You hear me? I'm talking about actual speaking. You hear me? You know what I mean? I'm a how could I say it? Just call me I'm a good English professor. How about that?
Okay.
You hear me? I can help y'all out with that. Write them bars. You know what I'm talking about? Put them bars together. Real nice for you. You know what I'm saying? Jay Jermaine, you silly, man. Yeah, so man, we got the beautiful Genesis Aurelia on the show, man. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you coming on the show. Anytime you got anything new coming on, you're more than welcome to come back on and talk about it. I'm going to be putting together some panel shows for the ladies on Ladies Night. I want y'all ladies to start tapping in and walking with us, man, because some of these discussions need to be incorporated with y'all input on it on certain things.
Man. Now you getting called out.
You said what?
You just got called out.
By who?
It says, let me hear. She ain't talking to me.
Let me hear it. Let you hear what, Queen V? What, you want to hear some music? You want to hear some bars? Huh? Oh, say less. You hear me? What, you thought I was going to choke up or something? Quit playing.
Of course not you.
Quit playing with me, man. I got some bars for y'all right here, man. These is bars. Walk with me. We're going to take an intermission since Queen V want to hear them bars. You know what I'm saying? This song is called Dreams, featuring my man Nauseous. You hear me? Pay attention. Tap in and walk with me.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blind.
Victory has defeated a lot of y'all.
Everybody wanna taste of the skin and sauce. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Gotta know your next move before you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead before you speak on the loss. Everybody wanna taste this easy sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing fall.
I used to be stacks with the packs, now I'm stacks with the facts. Now I drop knowledge, used to cook straight, drop crack.
Facts.
E&E, coronavirus to take over. CW elite, brethren, the wait's over. Right? Y'all be addicted to the limelight. Mediocre balls, knowing that y'all don't rhyme right. You fake woke niggas need to get your mind right. Stupid ass niggas, y'all bringing guns to a mind fight. Now let me slow it down so I can talk to you. I'm never letting up. If that's your thought, screw you. I hypnotize the track like a nigga practice voodoo. Voice of God, Crimson Mist, Tootsies and Hutus. The rap game is in the abyss I can easily swim through. I'm like the Gordon Fisherman and you rappers is seafood. Grand champion, this bitch, you should call me your seafood. Make sure my energy is up cause the devil's deceitful. And everything that we see and sing ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream. And everything that we see and sing ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream.
Status don't get next move when you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the law. Everybody.
You hear me? Bars, grown man bars at that.
I love the choreography that you had to go with it.
You said what now?
I love the visual choreography.
Oh yeah, I'm a performer. I'm a performer. I told you I've been performing since I was a young boy. You hear me? I used to be stacks with the packs. Now I'm stacks with the facts. Now I drop knowledge. Used to cook straight, drop crack. Facts. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? So if y'all want to help with y'all's bars, come get at me. Yeah. We got Genesis Aurelia in the building, man. It's a pleasure and it's a beautiful thing, man. Listen, appreciate you coming on. You're more than welcome to come on anytime you got, like I said, anytime you got anything new going on, anything thought-provoking you want to come talk about. I guess I'm about to start having these panel shows I want to put together with y'all ladies and have some conversations.
I'm down. I'm down.
So I will be definitely getting at you. And thank you for coming on the show. And I'll definitely be in touch with you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Right. You already know. Y'all say all right to y'all say peace out to the beautiful Genesis Aurelia, man. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. You feel me? Yeah, man, we do, man. Queen V. You know what I'm talking about, Queen V? You hear me? One thing for sure, two things for certain. I put my money where my mouth is. I ain't about to be one of these goofy dudes talking about some more. You know how y'all be seeing dudes, oh yeah, I rap, I got bars, yeah, I got bars. And let me hear something. Niggas get the Putin and shit. Niggas get the nervous and shit. Nah, I'm on site with it on deck. It's like a Rolodex. You hear me? And we actually go in the studio and record our stuff so we can hear it and you can hear it in its purest form. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? How y'all like that song right there, man? You know what I mean? You think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light till I became a man. And by then it was nothing to me but blinding, right? Victory has defeated y'all. And I can say that because at one point in time, victory defeated me. That's why I put that in the beginning. I had my man sick, put that in the beginning of the song, right? That was a sample from Batman The Dark Knight when he was first got into it with Bane. You hear me? You think darkness is your ally. Jay Germain, you know what I'm talking about? You merely adopted the dark. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, though, man, I appreciate y'all coming out, tapping in with us, man. Make sure y'all come in tomorrow night, 9:00. Me and my brother King Els, we going in. You hear me? We're gonna be discussing all this week's trending topics, you know what I'm saying, current events, and we're gonna get into it. Saturday, I'm gonna have a surprise show for y'all on Saturday because I'm gonna be in DC. So you know what I'm talking about. We're gonna get into it. Rally for Reparations, historical event. I gotta be there. I'm going to be there, and it's gonna be a beautiful situation. Make sure y'all tap on the bell, click on the bell. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure y'all share on your social engineering. And I know y'all keep hearing me say social engineering. That's because, let me come up for this too, right? Social engineering, right? I call it social engineering because that's what it's doing. It's engineering society socially under the disguise of being social. You hear me? So we call it social engineering because that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? Thanks everybody for coming out tonight, man. Like I say, y'all could be anywhere in the world, man. You understand me? But y'all right here with me. And I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is y'all platform, wherever y'all may be from, specifically and especially if you're from Columbus, Ohio. If you got anything beautiful going on, like how Genesis do or how my brother Plant Poppy 614 did last night, or anybody who I bring up on here, y'all more than welcome to come on this. Y'all more than welcome to come up on the platform. As long as it makes sense, you can come on the platform and we can talk about what you got going on. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? This is y'all platform, man. I made this for y'all. You're welcome. You're all welcome. Y'all talking about? Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean? Beautiful, beautiful thing. Y'all be addicted to the limelight. Fake woke niggas need to get their mind right. Stupid ass niggas, y'all bringing guns to a mind fight. Rest in the essence to take off. You hear me? Rest in the essence to our brother Takeoff and anybody else who have tragically lost their lives due to whatever reason it happened. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? So it's ladies' night, so I got to leave y'all with another banger for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know E&E, we got extensive tracks, and we definitely got extensive tracks for the ladies. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? And I think this song right here is perfect. You feel me? This song right here is perfection to end tonight off with. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, click on the bell, and subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man, what happened, Glitch? My man Glitch album ain't on here no more. That's crazy. We about to play this song right here, though, man. My brother Glitch the Guarantee in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we about to play this song right here by my brother Glitch the Guarantee. It's called Ride With Me. You know what I mean? This is for all the ladies out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I mean? When you come across a real one, I'm talking about a real brother like myself, man. You better, you know what I mean? We're not perfect, man. We flawed in the ways we flawed. But you know what I'm saying? You get you a real one, you better hold on to him for dear life. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? And this song right here is a beautiful thing, man. Thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. Hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share on your social engineer. You know what I'm saying? This is a song off of my brother Glitch the Guarantee album, Up in Smoke. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we're gonna get right to it. Featuring my brother Nauseous. You hear me? Ride with me. Let's go. Thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. You already know, Uncle Diggity. Hit me on the email, bro. Call my phone, bro.
Tricky situation turned into a broken heart. Overthinking leadership, I'm trying to play my part. Shit be different nowadays, you gotta play it smart. Lit nigga, been 100 from the very start. Mona Lisa with the for your boy, work of art. Looking at your body, baby, you a work of art. Trying to bring light to what we doing in the dark. Stay away from madness, like the month of March. Queen in my eye, you the one I call too. When we first met, you would always come through. Broken gas, now we chilling with a sky view. Squeezing on your titties with my head between your thighs too. Make it hot and steamy, firefighters gotta come through. Put your fire out, baby, that's what I'ma do. First class flights, I just wanna spoil you. Take you around the world, you the one I'm loyal to. Fuss and we fight, shit, it happens, it's life. YOLO, we don't get to do this shit twice. I suggest while we here, we make best of this shit. Stacking up money and booking more trips. Give you everything that the eye see. Pull the whip over, then we hit the backseat. About to make the windows fall, now we can't see. Ride with me, this is really how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Ride with me, keep it G and just vibe with me. Cruise the city, getting litty, it's a vibe with me. Just ride with me, get live with me, yeah. Ride with me. Escalated style, baby, you can slide with me. We can roll up the windows, get high with me. Just ride with me. Get live with me. Yeah. Get high real quick, soar the skies with me. Put the wheels up, baby, just fly with me. Ain't told me one time you was dying at me. Always forgetting shit, you reminded me. All your girls like, damn, where you finding me? Other teams like, damn, are you signing me? Shorty had the lawyer up, she was finding me. Put the ladder up, baby, start climbing me. Love when you navigate, start guiding me. Giving great headshots, don't mind me. You be flipping your positions at a high degree. On top, from the back, and the side with me. We can bust cake up, hair nails, make up, smoke, wake up, haircut, get a shape up. Now we in fly mode, riding down the side road. We can test the time, launch, got a time goal. Sick. Ride with me, keep it G and just vibe with me. Cruise the city, getting litty, it's a vibe with me. Just ride with me, get live with me, yeah. Ride with me, escalated style, baby, you can slide with me. We can roll up the windows, get high with me. Just ride with me, get live with me.